I am volunteering at the gorilla sanctuary when I hear shouting. Not normal voices. Panic. Staff members screaming, tourists running, emergency sirens blaring through the compound. I drop the bucket of food I am carrying and turn toward the main enclosure. People are sprinting away from the observation deck. Visitors, researchers, sanctuary staff, all fleeing in every direction. A man trips over a bench, scrambles to his feet, keeps running without looking back. Something is wrong. Very wrong. I move against the crowd, pushing through the wave of people evacuating. A sanctuary worker grabs my shoulder. "Run!" she yells. "Gorilla breached the barrier. Get out, now!" She releases me and runs toward the parking lot with the others. I stand alone on the path. The sanctuary is emptying fast. Within seconds, the screaming fades to distant echoes. The alarms still wail, but no one is left to respond. Everyone ran. Except me. I walk toward the observation deck. The wooden platform is deserted. Chairs knocked over, cameras abandoned. Drinks spilled across the floor. People left everything behind in their rush to escape. I move to the edge of the deck and look down at the enclosure below. Where is it? Where did the gorilla go? Then I see movement in the shade beneath the deck. A massive shape. Dark. Powerful. The gorilla. It is a silverback. Fully grown. Enormous. It sits hunched beneath the observation deck. Body pressed against the concrete support pillar. Head down, arms wrapped around its knees. It is not rampaging. It is not charging. It is hiding. I freeze. The gorilla is less than 5 meters below me. One of the most powerful animals on Earth. It could tear through the wooden deck if it wanted. It could climb up here in seconds. But it does not move. It just sits there, rocking slightly, making low sounds, not aggressive roars, whimpers. It is scared. Then I see why. Blood. Dark streaks on its right hand. It hurt itself escaping, probably climbing the barrier wall, cutting itself on the wire at the top. The gorilla lifts its head and looks directly at me. Its dark eyes meet mine. Intelligent eyes. Aware eyes. It knows I am here. It knows I did not run. We stare at each other. Man and gorilla. Separated by 5 meters of air and a fragile wooden platform. The gorilla does not pound its chest. Does not bare its teeth. It just looks at me. And in that look, I see something I did not expect. Recognition. Not of me specifically, but recognition of someone who stayed when everyone else fled. The sirens scream louder. The gorilla flinches, pressing tighter against the pillar. It is terrified of the noise, terrified of the chaos. It did not escape to attack. It escaped because something scared it, and now it is trapped outside its enclosure with nowhere safe to go. I realize, standing there on the empty observation deck with alarms blaring, and this massive silverback gorilla staring up at me, that I am the only person who can help. If the armed response team arrives and finds the gorilla cornered like this, they will use force. They will shoot it with tranquilizers or worse, and if the gorilla panics, people will die. I cannot let that happen. I need to calm it down. The gorilla is terrified, and if it stays terrified, this ends badly for everyone. I lower myself slowly into a sitting position on the edge of the observation deck, legs dangling over the side. Non-threatening. Small. I am not standing over it anymore. I am closer to its level. The gorilla watches me but does not move. I stay completely still. No sudden movements. No loud sounds. Just sitting, breathing, waiting. Minutes pass. The gorilla's breathing slows slightly. Its rocking becomes less frantic. It is still scared, but it is watching me now instead of preparing to run. Behind me, in the distance, I hear vehicles. The response team is arriving. I do not have much time. I need to move the gorilla somewhere safer, somewhere the team can contain it without force. But how do I guide a terrified silverback gorilla without making it panic? Then I remember. The holding area. There is a large indoor holding facility behind the main building. Secure doors. Padded walls. A place designed to keep gorillas safe during medical checks or transfers. If I can get the gorilla to move in that direction, the team can contain it safely. But the gorilla is beneath me. trapped between the observation deck and the enclosure wall. It cannot stay here, it needs to come out. I stand up slowly. The gorilla tenses immediately. I step back from the edge, away from the gorilla, creating space. The gorilla watches. It sees the opening I just created. A way out from beneath the deck. Slowly, cautiously, the gorilla moves. It crawls out from beneath the observation deck, staying low, moving on all fours. It emerges into the open path, massive and powerful, muscles rippling beneath dark fur. I hold my breath. The gorilla is now in full view, standing on the path, between me and the exit. It looks at me. Then it looks toward the parking lot where the vehicles are arriving. It hears the engines, the voices. It is trying to decide which way to run. I cannot let it run toward the parking lot. If it encounters the response team in the open, they will have no choice but to use force. I move, deliberately, to my right, away from the path that leads to the parking lot. I create an opening, a direction that leads toward the main building, toward the holding facility. The gorilla watches me move. It sees the space. It sees the path. It moves. Not toward me, toward the opening, away from the parking lot, toward the building. I'm herding it, just like I did with the jaguar at the zoo, gently, carefully, without force. The gorilla walks slowly along the path. It favors its right hand, limping slightly. The injury is slowing it down. It is in pain, but it is moving in the right direction. I follow at a distance 20 meters behind, always 20 meters. The gorilla checks behind constantly, making sure I am not getting closer. I am not a threat. I am just there, following, guiding. We move through the empty sanctuary, past the gift shop, past the education center, past the empty enclosures. The gorilla limps forward, glancing back, testing me. I keep my distance. I keep my movements slow and predictable. Then I hear shouting. The response team has entered the sanctuary. They are coming fast, boots pounding pavement, radios crackling. The gorilla hears them too. It stops. Its body goes rigid. It turns toward the sound, ready to run in the opposite direction. If it runs now, deeper into the sanctuary, into the forested area, they will never catch it safely. It will hide in the trees. They will have no choice but to use tranquilizers from a distance. The gorilla could fall from a tree, break bones, die. I step into the gorilla's path, blocking the direction it wants to run. The gorilla turns to face me. It is massive, towering. It beats its chest once. A warning, a threat. I do not move. I stay in its path. The gorilla takes one step toward me, then another. It is testing me, seeing if I will run. I hold my ground. Behind me, I hear the team getting closer, voices shouting. Where is it? Do you have visual? The gorilla hears them too. It looks past me, searching for an escape route. There is only one direction left, toward the main building, toward the holding facility. The gorilla makes its choice. It turns and runs, limping, favoring its right hand toward the building, exactly where I needed it to go.